Whether you want to represent your team of Sage, Weaver or Royal in No Man's Sky, or just want a red, green or blue S-Class Interceptor ship, I got you covered. Thanks to two members of the community, WWSNX and Freya, we have an S-Class Interceptor for each colour as well as a few extras. You may ask why Interceptors? Well, there are three main reasons why Interceptors are great. Firstly is the hover. This is the ship type which naturally has the ability to hover at a standstill. This is amazing for searching visually for just about anything on planets, points of interest, resource deposits, quest locations and more. Next is the special pulse engine. Interceptors have a unique pulse engine called the Luminance engine. This version has an increased base stat for pulse drive power. Pulse drive power is the stat that governs how fast you travel during pulse, so you can think of Interceptors as having a hidden 25% bonus to the speed you travel in pulse, saving you a massive amount of time over hours of play. The unique hyperdrive also has a much larger base range, which is fantastic for those who have yet to upgrade or really focus on a peak set of upgrades. The relatively low bonuses for hyperdrive found on Interceptors themselves, however, ensures that Interceptors can't compete with Explorers when fully upgraded, but do make an amazing all-round ship. The third reason are the differences in charging resources for your tech. While the launch thrusters taking Pugnium or Radiant Shards is not ideal compared to Pyrite and launch fuel, you usually won't need to worry about that due to auto-recharging. The hyperdrive, however, is great, being able to take either 5 warp cells, 1 hypercore or 1 Radiant Shard to fully charge. A single Radiant Shard is generally easier to farm than a hypercore. Add on to that how every special technology can be charged with the Radiant Shards, while not always the best choice, it's highly convenient. A bonus point is that while you have to gather 3 shards, 1 inverted mirror and quickly pop to a nearby monolith in order to claim an Interceptor, its inventory does not need fixing like normal crashed ships, giving you a vast inventory right away while also massively increasing its resale and scrap value. Now some very important information. Getting ships as well as multi-tools in No Man's Sky is really janky if you have multiplayer on, so no matter which of these you want to go for, be sure to turn multiplayer off before you even go there. This is because if 2 or more people in the same lobby wish to get the same crash ship or multi-tool, as it's shared, only the first person will get it, leaving the location empty for others, and this emptiness will persist, so reloading won't help you. To get what you want, be sure to disable multiplayer in the network settings right away. Also, to go to these locations you'll need portal glyphs. There are a few ways of getting them. I'd recommend either using this video to visit the marked traveller graves to get your glyphs quickly, or complete the main story, also known as the Artemis Path, which will bequeath you with glyphs aplenty. The main story is also required in unlocking endgame systems etc, more on that in this video. Both of those are linked in cards and the description, so check them out at your leisure. You'll also be finding the ship locations on the planet via coordinates, so if you aren't used to using them to find things, here's a brief video on that. Right, let's get going. This first Interceptor is the Royal Red S-Class Beastie. It looks badass, and while its supercharged slots are not in a perfect cube, just having these two together on the left will allow you to rip with the Infraknife Accelerator like this, using the most basic setup with 3 random S-Class upgrades. I have utilised the other 2 slots for the pulse engine, as I personally think it is the most important due to saving you time via the sublight amplifier and the main module for a faster speed in pulse. Though you could split that up using one for the main pulse engine, then another for shields, hyperdrive, whatever you want, but remember that Interceptors are super cool due to their naturally fast pulse engine already, so why not improve it further? Its damage bonus is the worst out of the options in this video, but only by a little over 5%. This is because this Royal Interceptor is the only one found in a pirate system, and while pirate-controlled systems have a high chance to find S-Class ships etc, they will consistently have lower strength bonuses within the ranges for their class. Still great, just something to consider. To grab this bad boy, head to the portal address on screen now, then head to the coordinates +10.76 by -41.16. Grab what's inside and follow the mission it gives you to get the shards, mirror and the monolith, then it's yours. Next is the Sage or Green option. As you should expect, this is one of the best offerings as far as the bonuses go, with basically max damage bonus of 79.9%, same shields as all the others, tied best hyperdrive at 9.9%, and the best agility of all of them by 49.1%. The supercharged slots give some great options. The cluster on the right is perfect for packing a weapon onto all 3 slots, or using 1 for the pulse engine and 2 for the weapon. allowing the other stranded slot for the sublight amplifier, or if you wanted all three in the cluster for the weapon, then the stranded would be for the pulse engine main module. Head to your nearest portal and dial the address on screen to get this Sage choice. Once through, head to the coordinates -27.66 by +159.99, and you'll find it waiting for you. Now we have two options for the Blue Interceptor, for those weavers out there. They are of course both on the same planet. WWSNX and Freya Katmom each found us one of these in S-Class. The model of an Interceptor is the same for all found on that planet, so these both look identical physically, though their bonuses and supercharged slots are different within the confines of S-Class Interceptors. As far as the pulse engine goes, if you want the ultimate but barely any better really pulse engine setup, then go with WWSNX's find, as this has the diagonal SC slots required for it. Briefly, the Luminous engine or pulse engine is the only lesser strength module in the pulse engine modules for adjacency, meaning that for a maximum adjacency bonus setup, you want that core module to be in the least beneficial spot, which in this case would be on the corner, diagonally from the sublight amplifier. Having this instead of just the pulse engine core being separate is a minor difference, and does not improve the pulse drive power stat at all, just maneuverability and boost. In this example, I've done as stated, but then used the remaining two separate slots for the weapon and shield. Alternatively, Freya's find has two adjacent SC slots, so perfect for powering up a weapon. Note that the diagonal in most cases is equally as good for powering up. Then two separate for your pulse engine and or other tech. Ship bonus wise, they are both effectively the same for damage and shield bonuses. Freya's find has a superior hyperdrive bonus, though it's of course still only 10% as Interceptors do not excel here. The agility bonuses are as good as the same. Realistically, these two ships are extremely similar, more than it may first appear. The main difference would be the hyperdrive bonus really, resulting in a few extra light years range. Both can be found at the same address on screen now, and their coordinates are +5.73 by +130.18 for WWSNX's, and Freya's can be found at +57.97 by +111.39. If going for both, do WW's first. This next one is a special version being primarily red with secondary green, dubbed Sage Against the Machine by WWSNX, who discovered this Swish S-Class. Its supercharged slot configuration mixed with its bonuses makes it a peak choice for those wanting to veer more toward the weapon side of things while also keeping it swift. It has 3 supercharged slots together, meaning you can have 3 of the 4 best weapon modules that make up the cube configuration, all supercharged and in peak adjacency for a very deadly weapon. The extra supercharge that is separate can of course be used for whatever you want, but I'd recommend putting the Luminous engine in it to boost pulse drive power, but also every other pulse engine stat along with it. Positioning the sublight amplifier diagonally to it and then focusing on the amplifier's adjacency will give you a near peak pulse engine. Additionally, if you really want that extra 25% pulse speed, you could rotate the weapon configuration as I have it here 180 degrees, which will free up the rightmost SC slot for the Luminous engine, freeing up the left separate slot for the rest of the pulse modules centering on the sublight amplifier. Stat-wise, it's very good, with an effectively max damage bonus of 79.9%, same shield as the others, a pretty high hyperdrive for an Interceptor at 9.4%, and a decent agility bonus. You can grab this unique offering at the portal address on screen now. Once there, head to the coordinates +63.57 by +144.11, and it'll be waiting for you to power up and claim. Lastly, we have a bonus exotic from WWSNX. In the lovely enamel sky blue colour with golden trim, this is one of my favourite exotic ship styles. I've no idea what most people call it, but it makes me think Dragonfly Dart would work. The supercharged slot layout is pretty great, but not quite as good as Sage Against the Machines. While the top right has 2 slots together with another diagonally, this isn't always ideal for using all 3 for a weapon. As for example with the B-Class blueprint upgrade for the Infinite Accelerator, its stat is an additive that is 3, meaning that boosting it won't even increase it by 1, so it won't actually do anything for you. For this example, I've configured the extra SC slot for use with the pulse engine, while having the sublight surrounded by the other modules on a separate slot, giving both the Infraknife and the pulse engine substantial gains. As this is an exotic, the damage is near comparable to an Interceptor with a bonus of 75%. The shield bonus is far greater at 74% over the 27.8 of the Interceptors. The hyperdrive is also far superior at 90.5%, though as this is a normal ship with normal technology, the hyperdrive's core range on this is 100 instead of 600. Lastly, the agility is similar to the Interceptors, but on the low end. If you want this cool find, head to the address on screen now and then fly to the coordinates plus 68.67 by minus 86.71. As this is not an Interceptor, you won't have to do that short mission to get it sorted, but you will have to repair its slots to use them. As I've briefly covered layouts in this video mentioning bespoke configurations to the available ships, I thought it would be helpful to recommend a few of my past videos that can go into great detail on these. First of all is the Adjacency Bonus Guide. This covers exactly how Adjacency Bonus from technology work. The video covers how the calculations are done so that you can understand it and know the optimal layouts by just looking at the stats on your modules. Next is the Supercharged Slot Guide. This also goes into exactly what they do, as well as the consistency in Supercharged Slot layouts depending on where you find the multi-tool ship or freighter, and so how to get the ones you want. Lastly, for these is this quick guide on technology you shouldn't miss out on. This covers the sublight amplifier and in doing so, also the optimal way to configure your layouts for it. The short of it is that the pulse engine stat pulse drive power is what governs the speed you travel in pulse. As this saves you time IRL, I deem it the most important stat. Only the main pulse engine and sublight amplifier have this stat on them, and as the pulse engine has every other stat for it too, you should prioritize that for supercharged slots, followed by the sublight amplifier. But as the amplifier is the only one of the two that will benefit from adjacency bonuses, you should prioritize the sublight amplifier when positioning other pulse engine technologies to touch it. This ended up as a rather big guide. All the videos mentioned in this one are in the cards as well as the video's description. Check them out. Peace.